You ever have one of those moments where you look in the mirror and think, hold on, when did things start slowing down? Maybe the energy isn't the same. Maybe recovery after a workout takes longer than it used to. Maybe motivation dips, or that drive you used to feel in your 20s just isn't firing like before. And then someone mentions testosterone levels, and suddenly everything makes a little too much sense. So today, I want to let you in on something that most men never get told. There are certain foods that might be dragging your testosterone down without you even realizing it. And the crazy part? Most guys eat these foods every single day thinking nothing of it. So if you're over 40, or even getting close to 40, stick with me because what I'm about to share could completely shift your energy, your strength, your mood, your metabolism, and honestly, the way you feel in your own body. I'm going to walk you through 5 foods that can sabotage testosterone and explain why they have that effect. And I promise you, once you see this list, you're going to start noticing these foods everywhere. But more importantly, you're going to understand what they really do and how to break free from them without feeling like you're giving up your entire diet. Trust me, by the time we're done, you'll be thinking, how did nobody tell me this sooner? So let's get right into the first one, because it's something a lot of people consider completely harmless. I'm talking about highly processed vegetable oils. The stuff hiding in almost every packaged snack, every fast food meal, and even some foods labeled healthy. Canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, these oils are cheap to produce. They're resistant to spoilage, and that's exactly why big industries use them. But your body, your hormones, they're not exactly fans. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6s aren't bad on their own, but the typical modern diet is so overloaded with them that it throws your internal balance completely off. That imbalance creates inflammation, and chronic inflammation has a direct negative effect on testosterone production. Think about it like this. Your hormonal system is trying to operate smoothly, but inflammation is like throwing sand into the gears. Everything slows down. On top of that, when these oils are heated, especially to high temperatures like in a fryer, they oxidize. Oxidized oils create cellular stress, and testosterone production depends heavily on healthy cells, especially in the Leydig cells in your testes. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, so what am I supposed to use instead? It's simpler than it sounds. Swap these oils for things like olive oil, avocado oil, or even butter in moderation. The difference these simple swaps make can be absolutely massive, especially over time. Now, the second food is something most guys have a love-hate relationship with. Some refuse to eat it, some eat tons of it thinking it's healthy, but not many understand the real hormonal impact. And that food is soy. Now, before anyone starts typing in the comments, let me be clear. I'm not saying soy is evil. I'm not saying one bite of tofu is going to destroy your manhood. And I'm definitely not saying every person has the same reaction. But soy contains compounds called phytoestrogens. These act like weak forms of estrogen in the body. The problem is, when your testosterone is already naturally declining due to age, piling on a food that can tilt your hormonal balance even slightly toward estrogen can have a noticeable effect. It might show up as lower energy, softer muscle tone, less drive, difficulty building strength, or even mood changes. And it doesn't help that soy is in way more places than people expect. Protein bars, snacks, veggie burgers, soy protein, isolates. It pops up in a lot of products that don't even advertise themselves as soy-based. If you're someone who consumes soy heavily, especially processed soy, just try reducing it and pay attention to how your body feels. Some guys notice zero difference. Others suddenly feel like they wake up out of a fog. It's not about eliminating soy from the planet. It's about understanding how your body responds to it and keeping it in check if you notice it affects you. The third food you want to watch out for is one that most people don't associate with hormones at all. But it has a bigger impact on testosterone than you'd think, and that is sugar. Not just the obvious candy, soda, desserts type of sugar. I mean hidden sugars, refined carbs, all those foods that spike your insulin and lead to blood sugar crashes. Sugar has been shown to cause a temporary drop in testosterone. Some studies suggest as much as a 25% drop within an hour of consuming a large dose of sugar. That's not small. But it's not just the temporary crash that matters. Over time, high sugar consumption increases insulin resistance, creates excess body fat, especially around the belly, and elevates inflammation. And guess what belly fat does? It converts testosterone into estrogen. So it becomes this vicious cycle. More fat, more estrogen, less testosterone, more cravings, more fat. After 40, your metabolism naturally slows, your hormonal balance shifts, and your body becomes even more sensitive to these cycles. That's why some guys swear that simply cutting back on sugar is the thing that finally brought back their energy or helped their testosterone levels stabilize. This doesn't mean you never enjoy something sweet again. It just means you need to be aware of how often sugar sneaks into your day. You might think you don't eat a lot of sugar, but once you start reading labels, boom, it's everywhere. Yogurt, cereal, sauces, salad dressings, bread, and your hormones are responding to all of it. Even reducing sugar by 25 to 50% can have a noticeable effect. Now let's talk about the fourth food, and this one surprises people because it's something that seems harmless, even comforting. But again, the impact is deeper than most realize. I'm talking about alcohol. Now, before you get worried, I'm not here to preach or tell you to cut alcohol out of your life completely. But if we're being honest, and if you're over 40, you've probably noticed, your body does not handle alcohol the same way it used to. That couple drinks with friends night hits harder. Recovery is slower. And sometimes you wake up the next day thinking, why do I feel like my motivation just died? Here's the deal. Alcohol directly impacts testosterone levels. It interrupts the hormonal signals your brain sends to your testes, which means testosterone production slows down. It also increases cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol and testosterone compete. When one goes up, the other tends to go down. Add to that the fact alcohol affects sleep quality, especially deep sleep. And deep sleep is when a large portion of testosterone is released. So even moderate drinking, if it disrupts your sleep, can reduce testosterone without you realizing it. On top of that, regular drinking, even a few drinks a week, can reduce zinc levels. Zinc is essential for testosterone production. And remember earlier when I mentioned belly fat? Alcohol can contribute to that too, especially drinks high in sugar like cocktails, beer, or mixers. The point isn't that alcohol is evil. It's just that for guys over 40 trying to stay strong, lean, and energized, alcohol works against almost every part of that equation. You don't have to quit entirely, just be strategic. Drink less often, drink smaller amounts, and give your body time to recover. You'll be shocked how much better you feel. All right, now it's time for the fifth food. And honestly, this might be the most damaging of all because it's everywhere. It's marketed heavily, and many people eat it thinking it's healthy. And that is ultra-processed foods. Not just one specific ingredient. This whole category is a testosterone killer. We're talking packaged snacks, frozen meals, microwavable foods, fast food, ready-made pastries, sugary breakfast cereals, all the convenient stuff we grab when we're busy. These foods are usually loaded with preservatives, stabilizers, emulsifiers, artificial flavors, high amounts of sodium, and low-quality oils. But the biggest problem? Ultra-processed foods destroy your gut health, and your gut plays a massive role in hormonal balance, including testosterone. If your gut microbiome is inflamed, imbalanced, or damaged, your hormones suffer. It becomes harder for your body to absorb zinc, magnesium, healthy fats, and vitamin D, all essentials for testosterone production. On top of that, the combination of high sugar, damaged oils, and chemical additives increases cortisol, disrupts sleep, triggers cravings, and promotes fat storage. And remember, fat storage means lower testosterone and higher estrogen. So it's a triple threat. I know these foods are convenient. I know they're easy. But if you're over 40, eating these frequently is like putting your hormones in a chokehold. And the craziest part? When guys cut out ultra-processed foods for even 2 weeks, they often report better sleep, better mood, better digestion, and better workouts. Your body starts firing up again because it's not fighting against constant inflammation and nutrient deficiencies. Now, before you start thinking, great, so I can't eat anything, let me say this. Your diet doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to eliminate everything overnight. You don't need to become a nutrition saint. What matters is awareness. If you know which foods drag your testosterone down, you can reduce them, replace them, or balance them with healthier foods that support your hormones instead of sabotaging them. If you love something on this list, you don't have to quit it forever. But understand that after 40, your hormones are more sensitive. Your metabolism is more reactive. Your body needs better fuel if you want to stay strong, lean, energetic, and mentally sharp. Small changes add up fast. Swap vegetable oils for healthier fats, cut back on heavily processed soy, reduce sugar, moderate your alcohol, and replace ultra-processed snacks with whole foods when you can. If you do just 2 of these consistently, you will feel a shift. And if you do all 5, your body will thank you in ways you haven't felt in years. And here's something nobody talks about. Testosterone isn't just about masculinity or libido. It's about confidence, drive, focus, metabolic health, longevity, mental sharpness, and vitality. When your testosterone is optimized, not abnormally high, just at a healthy level for your age, you feel like you're in control again. You wake up with purpose. You're more patient. Your workouts feel more effective. Your recovery improves. Your mood stabilizes. This isn't about vanity, it's about quality of life. And food plays a bigger role than most people imagine. I want you to picture something for a second. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your energy is back. Your motivation is back. Your strength is coming back. Your waistline is trimming down. You're more productive. You feel clearer. Imagine people telling you you look different, in a good way. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when your hormones start supporting you instead of working against you. And food is one of the fastest ways to get there. Now, I know you might be wondering, okay, so these foods lower testosterone. What should I eat instead? And if that's something you want, I can definitely make another video specifically about foods that naturally boost testosterone, because there are some powerful ones most people overlook. Just let me know in the comments. But for now, the biggest win you can get is simply removing the blocks, the foods holding you back. Once you stop slowing your testosterone down, your body can start doing what it naturally wants to do. And let me say this clearly because it's important. Don't panic if you've been eating these foods for years. Your body is incredibly resilient. It can bounce back. Hormones can rebalance. Energy can return. Muscle can rebuild. It all starts with awareness. Even one better choice today puts you in a different direction. Your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond do not have to be the decline years. They can be your strongest years if you take charge of what fuel you give your body. So if this video opened your eyes or helped you understand your body a little better, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Most men don't talk about testosterone. Most men don't even know what kills it. But you do now. And trust me, by making even a few changes from what we talked about today, you can start feeling like yourself again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time to invest in your health, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay strong, stay focused, and take care of yourself. Your body will reward you for it.